Well, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Mark with Crypto for Seniors. And today is going to be more of a rant, okay? Something that you haven't seen me do before. But first, I definitely want to bring you some brand new information. This has just recently come out. I have done a piece on this EKA1M coming from our buddies over at Goldshell. They have finally priced this unit, and it is coming in at $2,209. 2209 is the new price. Okay, I'm not sure why they waited till now to put it out. I know they wanted to put out close to September, but I think that was just to tease us and give us a little information. Okay, so you can head over to Gold Shell. You can reserve it on their application. Just download it, and you should be just fine. Also, they've got some information on this AL Box 2 Plus. So just check them out over at goldshell.com. All right, so let me get into my rant. Okay. Um, Guys and gals, there are all kinds of miners, okay? And I'm talking about the individuals. People like me who are a smaller home miner, probably have 15 units or so. I'm not talking about a big institutional miner. Talking about a small home miner, somebody that believes in crypto, someone that wants to participate in this whole process, somebody that wants to have active miners that are connected. Okay, and I'm not talking about what you see behind me with the lottery miners. Okay, those you're spending $150 or so, and you've got zero chance of ever hitting a block. I mean, yes, there is one individual out of all the miners that people have bought, like here. And what's funny is I see a lot of the on air influencers, just use that word. A lot of them are dogging crypto mining for the home miners. And it's true, profitability just sucks right now. You're not going to make a lot of money even if you're buying a unit like this. Yes, it will be profitable for the first week or two of mining, but as more of these units come online, okay, your profitability is going to go down. Reason being is that the hash will continue to increase, okay, as more and more miners come out. That's why if you can get some of these equipment, you get in and mine it and then just sell the unit after you've gotten your ROI, if that's even why you're doing it. So people get into mining for a bunch of different reasons. Now, I think it's really funny that some of these influencers will buy these units right here, spend $100 or $200, knowing that they're never going to get one. Yet they're dogging the home miners like us, like my community, those of you who want to get into it, want to learn about it, so that maybe the next bull run, you can have a couple pieces of equipment up and, participate in the world of crypto. Clearly, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be here to stay. What this weekend was a little rough for the influencers and their opinion, and they are not wrong. Let me preface this by saying most of these major influencers are saying, no, you don't want to get into equipment, just buy the token. And that is correct. I agree with that. Buy the token. Don't invest into the miners. If you're getting into this eCam miner, then that is one that you're going to have 220. Okay. So either you have 220 because you live outside the U.S., but if you are in the U.S., you cannot run an 1800 watt piece of equipment on just a standard plug. Yes, the plug can take a maximum of 1800 watts, but you can't have anything else on the circuit. Absolutely don't do it. Miners know that we only use 80% of its capacity. Okay, so that is 80% of 1800. That's not what this machine does. So this machine, unless you've got a 220, and this is not the right machine for you. Then you're looking at going down to the Gold Shell Mini Doges or the Lithium from IceRiver or the Kaspa miners, but Kaspa is not really something I would get into right now. Their mission schedule, it goes down every month, and the price has not really been increasing at an even rate, let's say. So Kaspa is not anything I would get into as far as buying a piece of equipment. There are some major pieces of equipment that are going, the token's going to be professionally mined. Big mining farms are going to buy these large ASICs. So personally, if you're a home miner, this is something that I probably would not get into. So you're back to your mini doges, you're back to your AL box. You could pick up some of these other tokens as well, the little box miners for a few $100s. If you want to GPU mine, then you're going to go to hashrate.no, take a look and put in what your GPUs are, and it will tell you what the best token to mine. Can you still mine right now? Absolutely, you sure can. Is it profitable? No, it's really not profitable to mine. Best thing for you to do is just to buy the token. I agree with them, okay, the other influencers. I'm just going to tell you guys that there are some people in the community that just absolutely do not want to come off and talk about, these little home miners. And for people, like I said, my community that are just getting into it, this is just perfect for them to learn about it. I mean, they learned about it, they've gone through their process, and now they're spending, $5, $8, $10, $12, $15,000 per unit, and they're being hosted somewhere, and they've got, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miners. Okay, that's not for the average miner. The average miner doesn't do that. The average miner is a GPU miner. The average miner is a mini ASIC, like the Gold Shell or the IceRiver. And there's a few others that are coming out as well. So let me just leave you with this, okay? If you are unsure, ask the community, ask the people that you trust, okay? Be wary of somebody that is trying to push you one way or another. Do your research, okay? Take a look at what the profitability is supposed to be, and you can go over to a number of sites to be able to do that. Decide if you're going to mine at a negative, which currently I'm doing. I'm mining some lithium, I'm mining some Litecoin, I'm mining some Doge, and a little bit of Kaspa, just because I've got the units, they're still on, they're more than paid for. So when the next bull run comes, I'm going to have bags of tokens, and I'm going to sell it at that time. So I can afford to pay my power for these units that I have on at the moment. Now, is my whole mining farm on now? Absolutely not. It is not, because then my average power bill goes up to close to $1,000. And for a home miner, that's just kind of crazy. Okay? So I'm just not willing to do that. But I am probably paying about $300 to $400 more on my utilities because I am running some of the smaller miners. So that's just food for thought. And I don't mean small like these. I'm talking about the Doges and the IceRivers and, the gold shells, those type of things. So it depends on what you're wanting to do. Are you wanting to get into the market? Are you wanting to get into mining? Now's a good time. Learn now. Research now. I've got several videos that take you to websites that tell you if you're going to get into mining, this is how you figure out what your profitability is. This is what you figure out, what your electric rate and how you figure that out. This is, new equipment that's coming out. Do you want to get in on it? The problem is when this equipment comes out, if you're not in the first batch, if you're in the second batch and you have to wait another month or two, all those miners came on. And what we find is when Gold Shell comes out, then IceRiver has something, and then Bitmain has something, and Bitmain is one of the large ASICs, so it just sucked up a lot of the hash power. So there's not a lot for the mini miners that are out there, the home miners. But it just depends on what you want to do. I feel strongly about some of the projects, so I'm still running a couple of units, a couple of GPUs on Flux, just because I want to hold more Flux, and I've got some 3080s on them, but I don't have my whole farm on it just because I don't want the power bill. But when things change or when my rate dips down, yeah, I'll probably go back in mine, even at a loss, because I can afford to pay the loss difference to be able to hold a lot more token. And that's what works for me. Okay? I can only tell you what works for me. I was a little disappointed that some of the influencers did not clearly state why they felt that way. They realized that they are at a much higher level of mining than what most of us are. Not so much me, because I'm bringing it to a community that's just starting in mining. But it's food for thought, guys. So it's just an opinion. Hey, as they say, we're just people on the internet. Do your research, but at this time I agree with them. It's probably better for you to buy the token and not get into mining. I had a guy today ask me today about getting into mining, and that's the exact same thing I told him. So that's it. Just be wary of where you get your information. Go to multiple sites just to make sure that that is more than just one person's opinion. And you know what? That's my opinion. All right, guys, I'm out of here. If you have any questions, you can leave a message at the bottom. I'm more than happy to answer anything. I answer 100% of my comments. If you appreciated what I just got done saying, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree with what I just said, give me a thumbs down. That way I have some kind of an idea as far as what the community is wanting and what they agree with. Okay, well, my name is Mark, Crypto for Seniors. I'm glad you guys stopped by. See you again.